Asleep. Mary's been faithful, his love's drawing deep. Oh, hello, sorry, I was just reading to Peter, but I'll finish that and I'll go back to it later. I was doing a bit of research for this week. Now it's the second week of Advent, a week closer to Christmas Day and the day we celebrate the birth of Jesus. Now, the second week of Advent is all about peace, but can you remember what the first week was all about? Yes, it was all about hope. Well, this week it's about peace, and I think we all need to feel peace in our lives. Peace. What is it? How does it feel? Peace is the feeling of being safe and secure. Children, you may feel a sense of peace when you are sitting with your parents in your house away from the outside world. You're protected, your parents look after you, they feed you and they make you feel just right. You feel like that when you're here. Well, that's good, Peter, that's good. Well, I feel peace when I'm surrounded with my friends. And yes, Peter, you are one of my friends. And loved ones, people who I know will care for me and protect me no matter what happens. We all need friends and loved ones like this. I hope your friends and family help you. True peace, though, is trusting God to take care of our needs in any situation. More than 2,000 years ago, this was written in the Bible in Isaiah 9 verse 6. God blessed the world with a peace through Jesus, who was called the Prince of Peace. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. This was written 700 years, yes, wow, before Jesus was born. Wow, what amazing titles Jesus was given. And this was written about him before he was born in a stable. Wow, Peter, that was quite interesting. And I think we all need a bit of peace in our lives. So I think we're going to go to a quick recap of what happened last week about hope, just to give you a bit of context, okay? Advent recap, children. The angel Gabriel said to Mary, that's me, "Peace be with you. God has blessed you and is pleased with you. You will become pregnant to God's Son and you will call him Jesus." Then an angel appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Don't be afraid to have Mary as your wife." The angel explained that Mary had been chosen by God to be the mother of his son and told Joseph that the baby would be named Jesus, which means Saviour. Bye, Joseph. Don't forget to remember when you wake up. Bye. Right, thanks for the recap. Now it's back to the Advent story. At this time, the land where Mary and Joseph lived was part of the Roman Empire. The Roman Emperor Augustus wanted to have a list of all the people in the empire to make sure they paid their taxes. He ordered everyone to return to the town where their families originally came from and enter their names in a register. This is called a census. Mary and Joseph now had to travel a long way, about 70 miles, from Nazareth to Bethlehem, because that is where Joseph's family came from. Most people walked, but some lucky people had a donkey to help carry the goods needed for the journey. Joseph and Mary travelled very slowly because Mary's baby was due very soon. Would they even get to Bethlehem? I am sure God is protecting them and has angels with them on their journey. Remember, Mary's carrying God's son Jesus. Angels, I hope you're protecting them. Okay? I'm sure they are. Okay? Now we're going to make a donkey. Let's see if we can all produce one because we want to help Mary and Joseph get there. Hello children. Last week we made Mary and Joseph. Now, how are they going to get to Bethlehem? Because they're not going to walk because she's a bit pregnant and it's very far. It's 70 miles. So I think we should make them a donkey. as in a little donkey. So what we need is some black and white paint to mix it together to make grey. We need 5 toilet rolls. From the toilet rolls we can make some ears, we need some googly eyes, we need some felt, and we need a paintbrush. So what I start with now is the legs and the body. Now for the body it can be a nice straight piece just like this, we don't have to do much with that. But for the legs we need it about the same length as the body. So I'm going to cut a bit off. And the bit we cut off we're going to save for later because it'll make the ears. And also the tail. So, as you can see, we've got 2 legs, a body. We've also got 2 others which are going to come in handy a bit later on for the neck and the head. So we'll put them there. But I thought we'd make the ears next. So what I would do is cut the ring in half and then make it like a teardrop shape. So we've got 1. And then if I use that as a thing to copy from, we get 2 identical ears. And I think Donkey would like 2 identical ears, don't you? Also, we do need a tail. So with a bit left over, we just straighten off the ends, make it a bit thin. Bit of a rectangle shape for a tail. So, but what we need now is to paint it, because I don't know many donkeys this colour. I think most donkeys are a greyer colour. And then we've got this bit of felt which I've coloured and left a bit of white in it so it looks a bit like it's an old donkey. It's got a bit of grey in the hair, but we've used a bit of felt and cut little holes in so it will go on the back. Right, the next bit is to get to right angles, because to actually connect it together we need a 45-degree angle, I think. So if you cut from 45 degrees down and go up to one corner, get a nice picture like that. We do it on the 2 shorter ones for the neck and the head. And also the 2 legs. We need the body to be able to sit in. So about 45-degree angle again. It's a bit rough and ready, but you see 45-degree angle? But we don't do anything to the body. The body will sit into these bits. Right, we're now going to put our donkey together. All its limbs, its body, its legs, its neck and its head. And I'm going to use PVA glue to do this. And to make it simpler, I've got a brush and I'm using the same brush I used to paint with. So right, I've altered this from the actual instructions in the worksheet. I've actually done the 45-degree cut because I think it helps a bit better. So I'm going to put a bit of paint glue on the inside and outside of the shape side. And the reason why I've cut it like this is, can you see, if you come here closer, there's a gap between the body and the legs, and I can push it in and then we push it down and we get a better seal. And voila! Right children, we're on to the final leg of making donkey, and this is the most important part because it's going to make him look like a donkey. So what I've done first is I've made 2 little slits in his head, and I'm going to stick my ears in to the holes. Put a bit of glue on as well to help fix them so you can see it's easy to do that. The next thing we're going to do is paint the front part of his nose, which is a white colour. Now I've used the bottom bit of an actual toilet roll and I've got some paint here. So one nose, one ears. The next thing is we're going to do the tail. So I'm going to put some glue on both sides. And I've actually got a felt bit of tail and I've actually cut some little strips in to make it look like a proper donkey tail. And then we're going to stick a tail in. Right, the next thing we need is some eyes. Because if we don't have any eyes, how's the donkey going to know how to get to Bethlehem? So, bit of glue. You can just use paint to put the eyes on, but I'm going to use googly eyes because I think it adds to so as you can see, googly eyes. So at the moment we've got ears, eyes, nose, tail. We've got one thing missing. Can you guess what it is? Yes, it's the mane. So we've already painted this earlier, so we're going to stick this. Now this is a bit fiddly, and I'll also use my finger to and voila! One donkey.